My name is James Klim. Margin thickness, that's the parameter we're going to talk about. This comes in real handy to avoid chipped margins when you're milling them. It also depends upon what size of the left burr you're using. That's the step burr. We have two primary ones that we use for our single teeth. We have the 12 millimeter, which is the standard burr, which is about 0.85 on the end of that burr, and then we have this S step burr, that's about 1.35 millimeters. When I'm milling a thin margin, I want to have the traditional burr. That's a smaller one, that's the 0.85. I'll see a better mill. Materials will impact margin thickness parameter as well. For instance, with lava, all I need, that's Lava Ultimate. With Lava Ultimate, all I need is about 50 microns there at the margin. I like to bulk it just a little bit so I have room to finish it. When I'm using Emax, and it's a traditional type of margin style like a chamfer or shoulder, I want to have about 100 to 120. When I'm working on a thinner margin, like a feather margin on a veneer or an onlay, I'm going to move that marginal thickness up to 200 to 220. That gives me more bulk to finish it once it mills, particularly in Emax. With Emax, if you mill a thin margin, you get that saber saw look. It doesn't give you any room to finish it. On a thin margin, what I'm going to do once it mills is I'm going to take my green Meisinger wheel and I'm going to polish that right back. Now with loops on, I can see that extra marginal thickness and avoid a shy margin by over polishing. That's pretty standard in the industry with ceramics. For instance, when they're pressing ceramics and there's a thin margin, within the wax phase, the restoration is slightly over bulk, so when it's pressed, it's cut back after it's pressed. We do the same thing when we're milling. One advantage of a material like Lava Ultimate or the Paradigm block is that they don't chip. We don't need as much thickness at the margin to achieve a great mill. So marginal thickness is there to enhance your margin production and making it that smooth, clean line. Pay attention to your margin style. So the thinner the margin, the more marginal thickness I'm going to use. And that way we achieve razor blade margins when they're thin, and it's as good as anything I've ever put in the history of my career. But understanding this principle about marginal thickness can make a big difference on how you feel about your margins and making sure they're right on. So, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again, I'm sure, somewhere.